Bendy's Beast Feast, Meat with Meat. But this time, this chap, Adam Leader, from In Search of Sun.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah, good, and yourself?
Very good. Thank you for having me.
You are more than welcome. Thank you for coming on.
It's a pleasure.
You have got some exciting times at the moment.
Yes.
Very exciting times. I've just got to say, first and foremost, the video that you did for our announcement thing had me in stitches.
No.
Like, literally, I was showing it, I was going, please watch this. This is possibly the funniest thing I've seen in ages.
Yes, oh, good.
So,
good.
Yeah, that really cheered me. That was brilliant. It was really well done. And the fact that you didn't slate me for my editing of it was fantastic.
Not at all, man. It was great. It was great.
No, that was really appreciated.
Beef.
So, 5-piece.
Yeah.
There's yourself. You've got guitars with Rory, David Mina,
Yeah.
Faz, and Sean on drums.
Yes.
Am I correct in that?
Correct.
Get in. You formed in 2010 when yourself and Dave met at the pub, and you started writing. Talk me through those early days. Obviously, you've got a newfound hunger for everything. You started playing together, and then more came in. What happened around those times?
I'm still hungry. Oh man, it was meeting Dave. I say meeting Dave. I knew Dave from when my old band in school, used to play at this same pub.
Yeah.
And Dave's band at the time played on the same bill as us, so we kind of knew each other, and we were sort of acquaintances. And after I left school, I spent years like trying to find people to start this band, and I just couldn't find anyone. And I joined a couple of other bands, but it just didn't feel right. I wasn't really into the music, and I was like, I have to come away from this because I'm singing in bands I don't really like it. I'm doing it for the wrong reasons. So maybe I'm too particular. I don't know. But so I was in the pub one day and I see Dave, and he's like, "Oh, hey man," just like, "Hey, how you doing?" He's like, "Yeah, good. How's the band doing?" And I was like, "I'm still looking for band members. It's just me." And he goes, "You do know I play guitar, right?" And I went, yeah. so he took his phone out and he played me this audio clip of just this riff that he wrote, and it was so fucking good. Can I swear?
You can swear.
This riff was so fucking good, man. So good. I was like, dude, let's jam. He said, yeah, let's do it. So that summer, we just spent almost every day either in his room or my room just jamming, like making all these little riffs and songs together. And then he brings Faz in, and I'll never forget that day. Faz and Dave came over to mine, and we had this place where I used to live, this tiny little room. It was just full of amps and like shitty guitars and whatever. Yeah. And we went in and plugged in. I was playing guitar, Dave was playing guitar, and then Faz plugs in his bass and just added that warmth to it. And oh man, it sounded so good. And then eventually in comes Sean and Rory, and full lineup, and then
it felt right.
It felt right, and the ball started rolling.
That's awesome. I mean, I have got some bits of information. I mean, your previous albums, The World Is Yours was September 2014.
Yeah.
Virgin Funk Mother 2017. Then you've got some singles in with that. You've got Rhythm in 2020. Hosts, which is from film that you directed and wrote yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
How? Why? How? What?
I've come to learn over the years that I can't stay still. I have to do things, and I love movies just as much as I love music.
Yeah.
I always wanted to make films, but music just came first. Maybe I was more passionate about the music, but the stars happened to align years down the line, and eventually I got the opportunity to just go and make this film. I said got the opportunity, it was more just let's go and do it. Let's do it. So we raised 25 grand. We're like, right, this is what we have. We've got a house with the guy that I co-directed with. Richard, yeah. We've got this house. He was like, right, we can shoot in my house. This is what we have. This is what we can use and utilize. How much do we need to essentially just pay the cast and crew? And we did some numbers and worked out, and we're like, right, if we can raise 25 25k, we can make this movie. So long story short, we raised, I think, 23, and that was enough to greenlight the project. So we ended up making this movie, and then, going on to it was a tough journey. It was hard. It was grueling.
Yeah.
It was almost a 2-week shoot, which technically would have been 4 weeks, but we literally did like 18-hour days with 1 day off in between. It was a Thursday, and the reason I remember that was because it was the best Thursday ever. We were all completely just so fucked. But yeah, we made this movie, then we went on to sell the movie, and it came out in America, a few other countries, out on Shudder in the UK, and man. And now I've got movie number 2 under my belt as well. It's cool.
Well, yeah, I was going to come to that one, because obviously in between that, you then The Fire I Play With came out in 2022, Make Me Crazy, and then Contagious, which is from the film, and again that was with Richard Oakes. So you've gone on to make another film, and was that process different this time, or was it?
It was different in the sense of we definitely had a lot more knowledge of how the process works, so there were less surprises. It wasn't any easier because it was a slightly bigger budget. It was like, right, we've done 25, we've proved to our investors that we can make their money back. So, and I wanted to make a movie based on the story of Armin Muse, which is do you know the story, like the guy that convinced or put an advert out to for someone that would be willing to be eaten, and I've always found that story so interesting. I was like, let's make a movie based on that, but let's make it kind of funny and just ridiculous. So we brainstormed, and then I went away and wrote the script for this. But at the same time, Nadia, who plays one of the cops in Feed Me, I'm really close with her. We were really close with her, and she was like, look, my granddad's just died. We're like, okay. And she's like, no, you can use his bungalow to shoot in. So her mum, like, we met with her mum, and she was like, yeah, so now that my father is gone, you can use this house. You can do whatever you want to it. You can trash it as long as you give it. As long as you can shoot it by the end of November, 2021, so that I can then put it on the market and sell it. You can do what you want with it. So whilst I'm writing this script, I'm also drawing up all these contracts for investors and stuff, all these agreements, and getting cast and crew on board, and essentially producing this whole thing whilst I'm writing it, because we had to start production by a certain date. And it just happened. It just worked, man. And we managed to we got 40 grand of investment for that. And I guess, long story short, went on to sell it and made a really good profit from that. So the investors were happy. Everyone was happy. It's like we actually made money from it, which is cool.
Again, I think it follows on from what I said about Harry earlier. You have a dream, you have an idea, and it's another case of, I'm going to make that happen. And I'm going to go for it. So I've always got so much admiration for somebody who just plows what they can into it, and they're long days, 18-hour days. So it's a long time. It's hard work. But you've got that thing to look back on, and no matter what happens, that's always going to be there now.
Yeah, exactly.
Always going to be there. So I just think that's awesome. Is horror your genre of choice then?
I grew up just being obsessed with it. Somehow I was obsessed with it before I even watched my first horror movie, which was Nightmare on Elm Street, the original, very first one. I was 8 years old, and my parents had gone out, and me and my older sister Rachel were like, looked in there, every parent had them, like the cupboards full of VHS videos. And the title, A Nightmare on Elm Street, always, we were like, oh man, what is that? That sounds creepy. So our parents went out, we were like, let's watch it. We watched it, and I just fell in love straight away. I was like, that's it.
See, I had a completely different experience. I watched it with all my friends when I was probably 12, and I didn't sleep for 3 weeks afterwards. I was awake the whole time. It just, I don't know, I think that's where, for me personally, I like to laugh. I love to laugh and things like that. Horrors, Bev will testify to this, I jump out of my skin. not so much the gore of it, that doesn't bother me, but the jumps and things like that, I'm a wet paper bag. I really am. I'm a big bloke, but I'm a fanny.
Yeah, jump scares are jump scares, man. They get us all. That's why they're so effective. That's why they use them.
It's true. Well, while we're on the subject of horror and horror is your thing, I have a question from someone.
Okay.
For you. You may know this guy. It's Sean from Ingested.
Adam, how are you? Just a quick one. There are many masters of horror, but for me, it's John Carpenter. It's got to be Halloween, The Thing. Come on. What are your top 3 favourite Carpenter films?
The Thing, Halloween. To be honest, The Thing is probably one of my favourite movies of all time.
Okay.
I fucking love that film so much, and even to this day, it still scares me.
Yeah.
It's just done so effectively. Yeah, I would just say I don't have 3. I would just say even like here's Halloween.
Yeah.
Here's The Thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
But
The
yeah.
Thing.
Thanks for that question, Sean. Much appreciated, mate. Oh wow.
You got to have a 10 minute. All right.
Take as much as you want, seriously, because
You guys have got to finish it.
yeah, you guys have got to finish this.
Oh no. Oh my. You've been fasting for this as well. I haven't eaten in 18 hours.
About as long as that's been cooking then.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's the last time I
Yeah.
had that.
That is ridiculous.
That is proper amazing.
I've never had beef so good, honestly. I'm not just saying that.
Really?
Yeah, that's proper, man. That's proper.
All right, let's go. Do we literally just keep eating? Oh my god!
Beef!
Beef! Beef! Holy shit. It's amazing.
Oh, I'm gonna keep cutting some more.
This is amazing.
It's worth the drive.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. There's a bit of a foodie silence going on. He's happy.
You know that like when everyone shuts up at the dinner table, you know it's good.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
It's the Angus and Oink Black Gold, it's called.
Okay.
Then yeah, it's just it comes out so well. Right, lads, you've tasted my meat.
I have.
What would you rate it?
10 out of 10.
So,
Yeah,
would you recommend the Bendy's Beast Feast?
100%. Bendy's Beast Feast. Follow them everywhere. Social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. Bendy's Beast Feast. Eat meat. Vegetarians, eat meat. Vegans, eat meat. Beef!
Okay, let's move on to your new stuff then. So, Lemon Amigos.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into this. Let's get into this. You got a new EP coming out.
Yeah.
Lemon Amigos has come out. The video for it is brilliant. I've got to say the production value of it is incredible.
Oh, thank you.
How do you guys get to that point of, like, I know that you're within that industry anyway and you've got the contacts and things like that, but just, I watched it and it just felt right. It's just brilliant. So where did that come from?
Well, the phrase Lemon Amigos is kind of basically pre-COVID. We were on such a high. Everything was on a steady climb. It was great, man. Everything was doing well.
Yeah.
And then we just finished a run of shows with Bad Wolves, and it was great. And then all of a sudden, COVID happened, and the whole world went to shit.
Yeah.
And every band on the face of the planet suffered. So
Yeah.
you know, it happened to everyone. But obviously, with that, you become inactive, and nothing is going on. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And that left a really sour taste in our mouths. Really sour taste. Lemon Amigos. But like to the point where, like, I can't speak for the rest of the guys, but
Yeah.
personally, I don't know who I would be or what I would do without this band.
Yeah.
I honestly, like, just the thought of not doing this band, whether the band blew up or whether the band never blows up, like just this band existing and still being active doing it,
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about life without it, because it's everything. I live it and breathe it, and the boys do as well. But we started to question it during COVID. We were like, is this the end? Have we reached this premature end of the band?
Yeah.
And then the anxiety grew, and then it started to turn into just full-on depression, and it was just horrible. But then out of that, we were like, okay, hold on, because we're problem solvers. Like that's what we're all like that. It's like, there's a problem, we need to solve that problem. We don't dwell on it.
Yeah.
So we were like, we can't play gigs, we just can't do it, but we can write.
Yeah.
So let's channel all this negative emotion into what ended up being the most positive and favorite thing personally that we've ever done.
Yeah.
And it's just this amalgamation of just strange, funky, heavy shit that is this new Lemon Amigos EP, and that is kind of where the title comes from. So
it makes sense now. It does make sense, but yeah, like I say, the video, watching it and everything, it's just like, that's some imagination there. But I can see the relevance now because you've described it as to how it fits into the video.
Yeah.
So it does make sense, but it's a great track. It's a really strong track. It's a great one. I mean, it's quite funny when you look back through your back catalogue. Your first album is down as metal.
yeah,
Second one is rock. Then we've got some more rock. Then we've got a bit of metal. There's a single that's released that's metal. Then it's rock again. And it's quite strange watching that transition between it. I mean, I've seen some of the things, the bits that you've done, and you can roar.
thanks, man.
You can roar. I love a bit. I do love a blit.
So do I.
Not everyone does.
Yeah.
Wage war blit, amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, to see, I don't think you fit into a category as such. There's bits of rock in there, there's bits of metal, there's bits of funk in there. You can take eclectic bits from pretty much most genres really and put it over to there. And that's really interesting for me to listen to from a fan's point of view, is that journey throughout. And have you found at certain times that your journey has taken you different directions? And
Yeah, definitely, man. It's nice to hear it from a fan's perspective as well, because that's another thing we've talked to someone about this the other day. Like, we've kind of struggled with not quite knowing where to be placed or where to place ourselves, and I think maybe that's perhaps one of the reasons, or one of the main reasons, why we've always found it really hard to get on tours with other acts or labels back in the day, not so much now. We don't want to be with a label. We're happy independent and it's working fine. But, you know, getting with a label or getting with a booking agent and stuff, it's like, well, we don't really know where to place you, because you're not quite, certainly not metalcore, you're not metal, you're not heavy metal, you're not rock, but you are those things. But then it's like you could, someone said we're like Incubus on steroids.
That's a good shout.
And I was like, cool, well, they're a huge influence on us, man. Brandon Boyd is like one of the gods to me.
To be fair, Wish You Were Here is probably one of my all-time favourite songs.
Dude, it's one of the songs I listen to every night before I go on stage.
Really?
Love it. Yeah, I love it, man. That and about 12 Pantera songs, because they're number one for me, man. They're the reason I do this. That's
Right, what's your go-to Pantera song?
I can't answer because I can't, because at the moment it's Uplift.
Okay.
On Reinventing the Steel, but there's only one surefire thing about Pantera that I can say, like, this is my favorite, because I love them that much that everything is my favorite. However, my favorite Dimebag solo is, people might slate me for this, but it's on Reinventing the Steel. The song "It Makes Them Disappear." Oh God, it makes me cry every time I hear it. It's just so bluesy and so warm, and it's just amazing. But
For me, it's 5 minutes alone. It's just
the
video for it, just the strings going and
it's
stuff.
killer. It's so good.
It gets me, and it's so good. So good.
I flew to Amsterdam last year to watch him.
Okay.
And it was amazing. I'm going to be really jammy about this. We managed to get on the guest list. So good, man. But we watched the show. It was so fucking good. And of course, it's not Diamond Vince up there, but you've got the next best thing. And I think they're doing it justice, and they bring their own thing to the plate, but it's still that they're playing the songs, and it's great. And it's just amazing to see Phil and Rex up there doing that. And you can tell, like, it's something that it comes across like this is something that they have missed, like, for 20 years. And I can't imagine that feeling of especially after everything that happened with them, to be able to get back on that stage and just play their songs again. Like that came across for sure at that show, and it was just amazing, and the sound was unbelievable.
Yeah, I bet it was.
It's huge.
Again, like you say, it must be like just coming home to them. It's what they needed to be doing.
Yeah, man, it's great to see, and I know a lot of people are still like, it's not Pantera. It's like, yeah, so what? Like, just
take it as it is.
Yeah, man.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, moving away from that slightly, back onto your new stuff, because we are here to talk about you guys and such son. Limited edition vinyls.
Yes.
We've got some limited edition vinyls.
We do indeed. You can pick them up at insearchofsun.com. There's a few left. We made we had some limited edition vinyls made.
Yeah.
We made 100 available to purchase online for people that can't make the upcoming tour, which I'll talk about in a minute. There's, I think, between 20 and 30 vinyls left that people can order online.
Awesome.
So go get them.
And then along with that, you've got the limited edition t-shirts.
Yeah.
Let's talk about those for a minute.
You can start.
Let's start.
Tell me you're wearing one.
Do you know what? I was contemplating. In fact, Samantha, my girlfriend, she was like, "You should definitely wear a Lemon Amigos t-shirt to this thing." And I was so close, but I was like, "Nah, I might come across a bit like, is he wearing his own merch?" Like, I don't know.
That's cool. Who came up with that idea? Because it's funny and it's good.
It was actually me, right? So I do all the poster design and video content for the band and stuff. So I'm always sat behind the laptop doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'd finished doing the designs for like the standard logo t-shirts and all the stuff that the people that will see when they come out to the tour and whatnot. But then I thought, like the logo shirts for any band, it's cool, and you can have EP artwork or album artwork t-shirts, and that's cool. But I was like, what? I want to do something different. So then I thought, well, because of the whole M and Amigos thing and what happened, and like we were so proud of this video because it totally reflects who we are. We're just 5 dudes that we don't give a shit. We just want to have fun, right?
Yeah.
And that's the first video we've done ever where we really just went, let's storyboard what we really want to make. Do you know what I mean? So there's this, the humour's coming out, and it's us just being ourselves, and we're comfortable with who we are as a band now. And I was like, it'd be cool if we all just looked like lemons, and just put like a little cartoony, you know, twist on it. So I sat there for a few hours just clicking away and whatever on Photoshop, and I knew that it was right when I'd made the last tweak. Went downstairs for a vape, came back upstairs 5 minutes later and looked at it and burst out laughing. That's when I knew this was great. I sent it to the guys and they were like, what the fuck? You know, they're like, this is great. I said, I think these will do quite well.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's how those...
I've got to say, we were watching the video earlier, weren't we? And we watched the unboxing and everything, and just your reaction, and it was just, it was worth it just for that.
Oh, cheers,
it really
man.
was. You touched on it briefly. You've got an upcoming tour, which is massive. We've got a lot of shows involved in that as well. So we've got May the 3rd in Glasgow, May the 4th in Leeds, Manchester, Nottingham, Birmingham, Bristol, Cardiff, London, no Southampton, just like to point out.
Sadly not, I'm sorry about that.
So how are you feeling about it all?
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm also stressed, and we're all stressed. There's a lot of work involved in getting a tour underway and all the infrastructure and the ins and outs and the in-betweens or whatever. But we're doing it because we just want to be on those stages, man, and it's all coming together, and we're really excited.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait, man. Like, it's like you put all the work in just so that you can let steam off on stage. You know, that's what it's about for half an hour every night. Or, well, for us, like, finally, it's our first headline tour, so we get to play for a little bit longer now, which is nice. So it's good. It's therapy. It's therapy for all of us, just to get up there and just scream, sing, whether it sounds good or not. I don't care.
It will. It will. So have you got a set list in mind already?
We do, yeah. The set list is locked in. We're just rehearsing it now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How rehearsals going?
They're going good. It's been actually quite difficult because Faz recently got married, so he was on his honeymoon, and they decided to go for 3 months on their honeymoon.
Oh, as you do.
As you do before a headline tour. But they went for 3 months. They had a great time and it was cool and stuff. And then he got back at the beginning of March. And then towards the end of March, Rory goes off on tour because he's a tech for a few different artists. So while Faz was away, it was the 4 of us rehearsing. Now that Rory's gone, it's the other 4 of us rehearsing. Rory is literally flying from Canada to the Glasgow date. So he is now rehearsing remotely. So we've had some time together.
Yeah.
We're all fairly up to speed, but now it's like he's over there, we're here. So Glasgow. What a way to promote the Glasgow show.
We're going to go for it.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Luckily, you have the option now, though. Take away years ago where you've got Zoom and stuff like that, so you've still got those options available to you. It's not the same as playing in the same room, but there's still a way of being involved.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because we rehearse it like a show, like every band. I think you rehearse it like a show. Yeah. As long as you know your parts and you know how that set goes, which he does and we all do, because we rehearse pretty extensively. It's just a case of everyone in their own time, just making sure you're up to speed on the parts and stuff, which is something you have to do on your own anyway.
Yeah.
Because rehearsals, you should know the parts already so that you can rehearse the actual show. They're dress rehearsals, that's what they are. So we're confident.
That's awesome. I'm really chuffed for you guys. Like I say, you've weathered an awful lot, and you played at Download in 2016, and you were on the up, and then COVID hit, and you're coming back. It's like the old graphs from COVID, isn't it? You've got the peak,
Yeah, peaks and troughs.
and going back up again.
It feels good, man. I and the rest of the boys, we're so fucking proud because it was kind of not by chance, like it was always in the plan, but last year was where it really we sat and I said to them, let's just fucking book a show. Let's do it. You just and again, we're doers. Like you just book it. Worry about whether it goes wrong later.
Yeah.
So we booked a headline show in London at the New Cross Inn. How do I remember this? July 27th, 2023. Right. So we booked it. Probably all the promo we filmed. That's probably why I remember it. And we were just like, let's do it. We got our boys in Broken Jaw to support us. You should have them on this show, actually.
Okay.
You should invite Broken Jaw down. They would love this.
Right, Broken Jaw.
Broken Jaw. And yeah, man, it was just great, and it sold out. We literally sold this show out, and this was after not playing for 4 years. It was the first show in 4 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so we were putting everything into that, and then obviously being in a band, you have to always think at least 6 months ahead. I like to think a year ahead, but at least 6 months. So we were already had stuff in the works for potentially at the time going out with Skarlett Riot, another band you should bring on here actually.
Okay.
I'm going to text them in a bit. I'm literally going to text them and say, get on Bendy's Beast Feast.
Please do, because you've just done their video as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I did, yeah. But that was kind of, it wasn't confirmed, but that was the goal.
Yeah.
So off the back of this headline show, which went really well, we were offered the whole run of dates with Skarlett Riot. And then the plan was, which with Hammerdown Festival Harry White, to announce our debut headline tour, which is happening May the 3rd to the 11th this year, right after we come off tour with Skarlett Riot.
Amazing.
And so it's all just kind of so much planning and so much work involved, but it's all kind of working out, which is great.
That's just so good to hear.
Thanks, man.
You've got those bits there. You're saying 2025, you like to plan a year ahead.
Yeah.
Any exclusives you can give us?
Not. I can't really say much, but I do know that there are a couple of festivals on the cards. Couple confirmed. That's for sure.
Awesome.
A high probability of touring with a certain band, but it's not confirmed yet.
Cool.
To be honest, I shouldn't even know. I've just been I've just been told that there's this tour happening in 2025, and according to this person, there's a very high chance we'll get it. I'm probably going to give my.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's see what happens.
That's awesome. Right, last couple of bits from me. I have to touch on the fact that you've just recently done and directed with Loki Films, Slaughter Prevail's new song. Again, how did that come about? I know that obviously Sean he does everyone. So how was that day? I mean, Alex Terrible he comes across as a scary dude, but he's a
teddy bear, man.
Yeah,
he is the nicest, kindest. All of them are.
Yeah.
But guy ever. He's just, and they're all they're really, really nice to work with. They're really, they're caring. They're hard workers. They don't just. They're just great, man.
Yeah.
They're really cool dudes. Their crew were great. Their management are great. Just no issues with them whatsoever. And we've worked with some problem bands in the past, but Slaughter to Prevail are not one of them. There was no conflict on this shoot. No conflict. But it was good, man. And it came from. So Sean, Loki Films he's been like the camera op on both of our previous movies, and he will be the cinematographer for my next movie. I'm literally going to be making my third movie, Lone Style, this year. Actually, towards the end of the year, I'm going to be making my third movie, and I'm excited. And he's my cinematographer for it.
That's amazing.
And we've just been doing bits and pieces together for the last couple of years, but this year in particular, we were both like, let's really push the Loki Films banner, because he really wants to focus on just the cinematography side of things. And he said, I want to bring you on board as like as a director, but to also kind of storyboard stuff, because I love coming up with concepts and just weird shit, hence Lemon Amigos. But like, so yeah, then he calls me and he's like, dude, Slaughter to Prevail want us to shoot their video. So after we shat ourselves, then we got excited. So yeah,
because I saw that they sent him one of the masks, didn't they? Did you get a mask?
I didn't. But Sean goes back with him a bit. He shot. I think how he got to know them was him and Jack go way back, and he shot some like guitar playthroughs for him in the past.
Yeah, because Jack's a London lad as well, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
So they already had this established relationship, and obviously through that, Jack had seen the incredible stuff that Sean has made, and said, "Yeah, come and do this for us." And it was cool. It was a really good day.
Hats off to you, dude. Like I say, I watched the footage afterwards and stuff, and the things that you put out, and it genuinely looked like you had so much fun doing it, which is just brilliant.
It's amazing.
The video is fantastic. It's a really, really good video. The bare knuckle boxes and everything. I really enjoyed it. I love the song as well, though. But I'm
what a tune!
Big Slaughter to Prevail fan.
The fighters, man, it was so funny. They turned up, and I'm supposed to be telling them what to do, and I was like, I don't want to get fucking hit, man. I was really intimidated. But then again, both of them, they were so nice, and they were so good at just open to direction and stuff. So at times I was going, I felt so strange because these dudes are professionals, and I was going in and I was like, yeah, why don't you just right hook him there and then uppercut him? And they were like, oh yeah, okay. Why are they listening to me? So
but they did, and that's.
But they did, yeah. It's a good day.
I've got to say, like, you've got so many different avenues that you go down, and there's just so much to you. I could probably spend the next 2 hours talking to you quite easily. But I think what I'm going to do is wrap it up there and basically say the tour's out there. If you haven't got tickets yet, go and get some. Adam, is there anyone you would like to nominate to come on Meet with Me?
I will say, I'll go back to what I said earlier, Skarlett Riot, I'll say it to the camera, Skarlett Riot and Broken Jaw, get yourselves on this thing and eat what I would say is the best beef I have ever had in my life. Beef! It's great.
That is amazing. No, I wish you every success.
Thank you.
With everything that's coming. It's been a genuine pleasure to have you on today. I hope everything just keeps rocketing up for you, and at some point come back on again when you've done the tour and stuff like that, and when you've got more stuff out, and we'll go through it again. And
I'd love to.
It'll be awesome, mate. But thank you ever so much.
Thank you, man.
You're a legend.